Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about not exactly discussion. We will straight away jump into hands-on experience using Python, and also whatever we discussed in the earlier sessions, like what is Python and what are the applications and how we work, or what are the requirements for that Python. All are to be executed or worked in this particular session. So as well as how we can create a virtual environment, how we can install them, and what are the steps. So first we will note down all the steps, then we will follow the steps, and so that it will be a reference for us to work with. Even if some of the points are missed out, we can try to solve it. So I'm using a Sublime text editor, so where we first note down what are the steps to be executed. First we need to know what are the versions are available. So we will write first step version. So how we can know the version? So the command in command prompt or terminal, or we can write Python. So the command is Python space hyphen version. So if you type this command, you can able to see whether the Python is installed or not, and how it can be known to others, or before starting any application. First we need to verify the version of Python by using a command in the command prompt, Python space -- version. And very important note, so please note as while installing the Python software, we need to check the checkbox for add to class path. So this point is to be very important. So the point is add to class path. There is an option will be available while installing the Python version. You should check that checkbox. That's it. So that is very important. So that you will not face Python not found internally or external command like that. So even though it is installed, so the simple step is while installing in the wizard, you select one checkbox as add to class path. That's it. Then automatically you will able to run the commands whatever we are discussing now. The next command is Python. So to enter into interpreter, Python interpreter, we use what? A command. So the simple line is just type Python. That's it. So automatically you will be enter into the interpreter mode of Python. The next command, to come out from interpreter mode, to exit or to come out from interpreter of the Python, we use a command called as exit off. Off means it's a function. It's like a parenthesis, main, like that. You should run the command as exit off, right? So these three are for understanding. Whether the next command is very important. Why? Because to know or to verify if any module or package installed or not, using the simple command within the interpreter only. So in brace, you just keep it in mind, within the interpreter, not come out from the interpreter. So within the interpreter, what we need to write is example. I'm straight away writing import date time. One word, no spaces. Import space date time. If you run it, if it is available, it will not show any error. Example. Next line, next example. If import, example 2, import pandas. Example, we were trying to work with the pandas. If you run it, if it is already installed, it will say installed. Otherwise, it will throw an error called as no module found. If it is not installed, then it will throw an error called as no module. So how to install? Next step. To install, next line. To install packages we use next line. So what is that means? Pip, I already said, Python installer for packages, or Python package installer for Python, whatever the format. Pip install space pandas. Example, I want to install pandas, then I will use this line, right? So you can easily install this part. And the most important note to install note is we must connect to the internet, otherwise the packages will not be installed. We must connect to the internet. And the another important note is note number 2 is it is connected to pypi.org. What is pypi.org? In the session earlier, we have seen in the first session we have shown there is a repository called as pypi, where all the libraries are installed, so you can check it out from there also. But whatever the command pip install is right, it will connect to the internet and go to that particular website and pull out all the libraries and install it into your system. So these steps we will do it later. We will move to the next steps. So can you go to the command prompt now? So we'll now see the whatever the steps are we have written, just we will run the same thing. So go to command prompt like cmd, then I hope you can see, or little zoom is also okay, right. So just what is the first command? Python space _version, enter. So you can highlight that version, that it is the currently installed version in your system. It may be varies based on the version you installed. So to check whether it is there or not, you can use the command python _version. Now the next command we discussed is just enter Python. To enter into the interpreter, just Python. Then you can see the highlighted of 3 arrows are there. So that is called as Python interpreter. That means we are not in a command prompt. We are in the Python format or Python terminal, where we can write all the commands. So we'll see one by one. So we'll see whether a built-in package is there or not. In the second session, we have seen a diagram, right? Local scope, global scope, and external libraries like that. We will see one by one. So first write import OS. Just type import space OS. That's it. Enter. If there is exists or this package is already there, then there is no problem. Suppose we are not installed or we don't know whether pandas is there or not. Import space pandas. Enter. You can see there is a error is available, and highlight that one. Yes. So no module found with the such name called as pandas. So how to install them? We'll see one by one. So generally we need to come out. Very important point. We should come out from the what you call interpreter. To come out from the interpreter, we use what? Exit off. Then you can see the regular prompt is there. Now we don't see the triple arrow is not there, right? Now to see whether it is installed or not, or we need to install, then the simple command. I already said the important thing is it should be connected to the internet. This system is already connected to the internet. So we type pip install pandas. Enter. That's it. So it will see carefully, it will prompt and connect, and it will go to the internet, and it should pull out from the same website. If you see the name also, pypi.org or pandas.documentation, we have seen. Yeah. Yeah. So if it will take few minutes, because pandas is the biggest library and which is required for data science. So it will take time, and if it is done, then go to the same steps and we can see whether pandas will give you error or not. We'll see now again. So go to Python again and we'll see. So and similarly you can install the similar packages. You can also do it parallelly, like Python pip install pandas space no commas. So space, then give what numpy space what you call a matplotlib, you can install. So you can do all such operations by using this particular example. So previously we have used pip install only pandas, that means single. Now you can also do it with the triple or number of things by using give a space between one and another. So I think it will take you few more minutes, because I said earlier it is the biggest library and which is required for data science, artificial intelligence, or even for machine learning, and even for computer vision. You can name it anywhere you can work it out. Right now type Python so that we will enter again into the interpreter. Right, so just scroll up so that these, right, so just type now import pandas, scroll up. Okay, import pandas. Now have you seen any errors? So obviously it won't give you an error, so that means it is successfully installed. If there is an error, that means either internet may be issue or somewhere else it may be missed out. Otherwise first you need to enter into the interpreter, then only it will work. So you need to enter into the interpreter and then try to work it out. Similarly you try with other things also. Import, or there are few other expressions also there, like import OS, import datetime. So can we go to the Sublime again and we will note down some other steps, so that meanwhile we can work it out. Right, just scroll, and now we can also create virtual environment. This is very important topic. You just write down virtual environment. So I already said virtual environment means it's a separate location for every project. Suppose you are dealing with a project and you don't want to problem with the versions and all, then you have to create virtual environment. In simple terms you can write logical separation from global to local, logical separation. This is a one kind of understanding purpose. I just use the word logically separate from global working space to workspace, global workspace to local workspace. That means concise to local workspace. Suppose this will happen to the local systems or local variables only, local projects only, right? So how to know whether it is installed or not, or how many packages are there? So you first, this is also one important command. So write down as to know the packages which are already installed in our system. So the command is, next line please, so pip list, just pip space list, that's it. It will tell you how many packages are installed in that current directory. Suppose you are in another directory, it will tell you what is the space. Yeah, so perfectly right. So pip list is the best command. The next command is we need to install one of the important command called as pip env. Just keep an heading as pip env. What is pip env? In one word, no spaces. So pip env is a one word. There is no space between pip and env. So that is also, keep it in mind. So pip env is a combination of virtual environment venv plus, you can write venv plus pip. So that means it's a combination. In the session 1 also I explained, or session 2 also we have discussed. Pip env is a combination of pip plus venv, right? So this is a latest trend. Next line. First we need to install this package. So how to do it? Pip space install one word pip env. Right, next command. Then we need to create a virtual environment. So next line, right, create virtual environment, creating virtual environment. Right, so what is that means? Next line please. Pip env shell, pip env shell space pip env one word, and shell is the one word. There is no space between pip env. Please keep it in mind. Right, next line. So after that, then you can work it out with the virtual environments. So this is the creation of virtual environment. Let's see whether it is package pandas is installed and will be verified. I think go to that command prompt. I think it is done. Is it? I think it is taking too much time, right? So import pandas means if it is giving error, we will get it error. Now we'll see one more thing. Import numpy. Enter. It is not. It is already installed. How? We are not installed. How it has happened? Please keep it in mind. Pandas is a huge library which also includes what? NumPy, which is our syllabus. Right, let's try another thing, which is matplotlib. Import matplot, one word, no spaces, matplotlib, matplotlib. Enter. See, this won't be there. Then how to install? You know the process. You also try, and let's see how you will do it. Right. First, we'll see how to create a virtual environment. Right. So just exit from this interpreter exit off. Off means whenever we say off means it's a brace. Right. Done. Now we will have a virtual environment. Always a good practice is to create a separate folder, then do it. What is the location wherever you are? First create a folder. So first for that md, for what? Making a directory. That means I am creating a folder using command prompt. You can do it with the physical right click and create a new folder also, but I'm just giving an extra command. Md space call it as pfsd. Md space pfsd. That is our course short name. Enter. That won't create, that will create. Now we need to enter cd space pfsd. Yes. Now the command we need to see how many packages are installed. We using pip list, pip space list. See, if you scroll up, these number of packages are installed already in your system, which is already there in your thing. If you check it out, pandas is there. Can you highlight numpy also will be there, and these are all alphabetically ordered, so no more things are there. Yeah, you can see there is a numpy is also there. Right, good. So now we can go ahead and create a virtual environment. How to create a virtual environment? Just scroll up so that the space, scroll only for command prompt. So that, yeah, that's good. So pip install pip env, as I said just now. Enter. Just wait, it will install pip env, like what pandas, like numpy, it will install. From where? If you check it out, there is a concept called as pypi.org that will take from that library. That website is the repository. From that it will write. So automatically it will create a virtual environment, not entirely created. That will use to create a virtual environment. Now, so after that we need to use one more command. What is that? Pip env shell. It will take a few minutes. It's purely in your internet and purely your what you call as a system configuration. It will proceed. I think net is the only issue. Otherwise, it will take a few minutes only. right. And you can also do the same process, but you need to enter into the folders. Always try to create a folder so that it will separate from logical memory space to physical space, which we just now explained. Shall we move to the Sublime and write some more points about other things also? Yeah, done. So now we can write pip env shell. Pip env shell. If you see carefully, is there any pip env one word shell? If you see carefully, there is a one more our path. Can you highlight that extra path is added before our what you call as a path? That is called as a virtual environment. So if you see the path regular is something like a D drive, C drive, E drive, but if you see, yeah, so if you see carefully, that is called as a virtual environment. Now, sir, how we can know that it is a virtual environment? Let's see. Now type pip list. You can don't enter, so pip space list. You may thought that pandas will be there. Try to think and now enter. If you see carefully, then you can exactly differentiate what exactly means a pip env. Right, where is pandas, where is numpy, where is that? That means they are available inside or outside. They are outside. What are the installed things in your system? Can you highlight what we have? We have only pip and some packages of wheel or something. These are all available. Only these. If you see earlier, that will be filled up with all the things, right? You can practice, yeah, that's better. So you can see these are all available in regular system path, or it is throughout globally. These are a global. You use the technical word. These are all global. Now, if you come to the this part, it is only local to PFSD. That means not PFSD means directory. That PFSD directory. Now, if you type pandas, it won't recognize because ultimately it is not available, right? We don't touch that part again and again to bore you. Now we will see how to work with this particular environment, this particular code, this particular area. It is separated, right? So now go to how to work with the Python in coding. So get back to Sublime, and why I am using a Sublime means my personal preference is for a few basic classes is this Sublime. Later we will move to the PyCharm also. So first steps to create program in Sublime. It's only for Sublime, so please keep it in very simple. Why means it is also very useful thing, just for 1 minute only it will take. So save the file with .py extension. Save the file with .py extension. This is the first step, whatever code you have read. Second step, tools, in tools menu, select build system. Under build system, next line if possible, or you can write select build system. In build system, select Python, right? And next step number 3, select tools menu again and select build option and select build option, BUILD. That's it. It may be Control B also. We'll see how it will be. We'll write first program. I think everyone is ready. So if you do it with all the requirements and if you have all those things with you, let's start with the first program. So how to do it? The same 3 basic steps. So go to File, select new, then select again file, go to file and save. I'm selecting on the default on desktop for the time being, or you can go ahead with the PFSD also. We have already created a folder called as PFSD, I think somewhere else. Otherwise you can directly write first.py, first.py. If it is already there, I think no. So check it out. You can name anything, it's up to you. Right, now it is there. What is the important thing of this is I will explain later. So we'll write same old, our traditional and our culture is printing hello world, right? So we'll do that thing without breaking the tradition. So print is a method, or sorry, function. What is function and method? Function is individual thing, method is a part of a class. So print of hello world, you can use a double quotes or you can use a single quotes also. Just print of double quotes or single quote, both are valid. Then save. That's the biggest problem. You need to save every time. File, save, and then go to, what is the step I said? Go to tools and go to the build system, and there you have to select the Python. Next, again go to the tools and select build. What is the option? Control B. Then in the bottom of your screen you can see you can drag here and there, you will find out the option, right? You can select that, right? So this is how the programs works in Sublime. Don't keep it mandatory, but I like this one. Why? In a 1 minute I will explain. So this is how we can write the program. You can execute the program, you can enter the values and you can see the output. It's a very quick and fast. It's look like a notepad, yet it will work like a thing. That's my preference. It is not a mandatory thing, right? Go to just after the print hello world. Why I like this one is you just enter after the next line of print, just type CLA and enter. You can see the structure of class. If little zoom is required, you can do it. Yeah, just control plus. What is the shortcut for that one is a simple class. If you remember in the second session where we discussed about introduction to OOPS, it's a very same. I just copied from there also. So class means it is having a name and you do have all those things. You can check it out with this particular example. So this is how we can write everything from the scratch to develop any program using Python. So just select and delete it because otherwise it won't work, right? So select all the code except print hello world without deviating from that. Done. So now come back to the next one is our famous PyCharm, because today onwards we need to work it out. So there are few points to be noted and how to install the packages and how to run them we'll see one by one. So get back to the PyCharm. If you install PyCharm Community Edition, okay, so we'll see the PyCharm edition in the next session. Okay, for the up to now you just try with this thing, we can also work it out. Thank you.